today I have a great honor for me since I'm from this field of music. We are with Månegarm, with Erik and Jacob. First of all, guys, how are you? It's a really pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for letting us be interviewed.
That's amazing. Since we did you into this period right now, we have to do like you say online, but soon after I hope we can do it like live, face to face. It's even better. But I want to start. Yeah, I want to start with a question because I knew, and I know that before calling the name Månegarm, you chose the name Antichrist. So how you changed the name, and why?
When we started the band in '95, we had, just like you said, the name Antichrist, which we thought was cool at that time.
Yeah.
But you know, the lyrics was about the Norse mythology and the Viking Age and stuff. So therefore we looked for a more suitable name, and Jonas, the former guitarist, he found the name Månegarm. And yeah, we just decided that would be a more suitable name for the band.
So I want to know, since I'm really interested, and we can say I'm a lover of the Edda. I'd like to know why the name Månegarm.
Well, I think Pierre, the former bass player, he was the one who wrote the lyrics back in the days. Nowadays it's Jacob.
Yeah.
But he was really into this kind of stuff.
The North.
Yeah. Like we all, but most of all him, and also Jonas, but most of all Pierre. And since the lyrics was about these themes and stuff, we just thought it was a better name.
Yeah, and it is. The first two demos were released in the early 90s. Then in 1998 came the first full length that helped him with the pronunciation because Norse. Please tell it for me.
Nordstjärnans tidsålder.
Okay, so what about the first album? Because of course you have a lot of full length, and it will be like it's like a journey to speak about all these albums. So I want to go speak for the first, and then go straight to the last, and then one in between. So about the first album, what could you say that? How was it back then? The composition, the lyrics.
Well, we were. Jacob, you weren't in the band at that time.
No.
You were a little baby.
Yeah. just a little fanboy.
Yeah.
Back.
Well, what can I say? When I think about that period of time, I get sort of happy. I'm happy nowadays too. But you know, it was a great time, and we played metal. We thought we would be rock stars, and you know all that. But the music was more black metalish, more raw and primitive, and we didn't compose songs like we do today. Today we have more worked through songs and more thought to it. At that time we just composed songs and put together riffs that we thought was cool, and you know, Jonas,
like in a tough way.
Yeah. Jonas could have like half of a song, and I wrote some melodies to it, and maybe we can combine it with these two riffs, and you know, so when you listen to the songs, it's kind of strange arrangements.
Yeah,
but we didn't give a fuck. We just played metal.
This is what this is what is the principal things when you just start to compose. You have to start from somewhere, so you gotta go straight and tough. But of course, there are been several change of lineup, and then Jacob, you came in, so you made another full length. So how do you think you put some, you bring some influences into the into Månegarm?
How to answer that question? I don't know really, because I don't know how it was like before.
I think the most of the inputs and ideas that Jacob brings, it's first of all the lyrics. He's a great lyricist, and you know, when we write songs, I come up with a actual song, and then I want some words to my my melodies, and I record the songs, and I can sit and just sing the melody, you know. And I I gave it to Jacob, make some lyrics, and he does it in a fantastic way. So
yeah, but I think it's more easy to like have a melody or anything, then you get the rhythm of it, then you can know also like how long words you can use, and what sounds good in like when you're supposed to sing it. So that way of like writing lyrics, I think it gets really much help from the melody.
You're right. Yeah.
Because it's easier to like find a theme in the lyrics that are like suitable when you have like the melody.
Yeah, of course. And what about the last album? I mean, how do you see in all these years the change? Not only in composition, but of course in lyrics as well. Because I think it changed like a lot.
Yeah, I guess you're right, and I guess for most, I think most bands can see their own career in like that way, and for us, it hasn't been on purpose really. Our change in style, it has just developed that way. But I think Månegarm nowadays, we're really into the melodies. It's not that primitive and raw, not so much black metal at all, but we focus on good melodies and strong choruses. Work a lot with the vocals and the arrangement and so on. And I guess maybe on our fourth album, Dödsfärd, Vredens Tid, it started to go in that direction. We slow down the pace a little bit, and I guess you can say that was when it started to get more Viking metal, or if you like
folk metal, Viking folk metal,
folk metal.
Yeah, and for putting we can see the folkish on Viking theme. Did you have any influences coming from outside?
The influence question, I think it's often kind of hard to answer. I mean, a lot of musicians that play this kind of music, of course, Bathory and stuff. But for me personally, I haven't listened that much to Bathory, to be honest. Mostly I listen to heavy metal, like Judas Priest and of course I really love Motorhead.
The rest in peace.
Yeah, really, and of course not to forget my personal house gods, Running Wild. I guess if you listen to Running Wild, you can hear a lot of Running Wild in Månegarm as well. Nowadays, but so I guess musically, these are my biggest influences.
We will go through the influences, because I wanted to be more specific in that. All the time that I make the questions about the influences, most of the musicians get what the fuck, no, because I'm really specific into that. So before going into that, speaking about influences of both of you and the band in general, of course, I know the band since, I mean, I was maybe a teenager a lot of years. So for me, it was like finding you, like, you know, just for common friends or people with same interest. But for people that never heard Månegarm, what album do you feel you would advise them?
Once again,
For the, if we can say, for the newbie fans or for each teenager that is approaching to Månegarm for the first time, which albums, more than one, maybe, they could show you your different shades, you can say.
okay. Then I think I need to say the first album. If you want to see the change.
Yeah. It's important to know a band. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say the first album, because that was what Månegarm really was at that time. You know, a lot of energy and raw, primitive, and we were young and strong. You know, but also we just started to experiment with violins and flutes and female vocals and stuff. And I think we didn't. There were bands before us, I know that, but I think it was like we were creating something.
Yeah, I found you. The first band I heard was you, so your band.
Yeah. I mean, violins and flutes and stuff weren't that common in black metal style music, and so that album, and maybe I would say Vredens Tid. I think it's a great album. I hear a lot of good words about it, so I guess our fans, listeners, like that album. It's a nice one. It's Månegarm starting to find their new paths in this Viking folk metal thing.
Yeah.
And the last album we wanna put up here, it's haven't been released yet. The new album. We will release an album. Yeah.
When you will be released the new album?
We will release the new album in April next year.
That's great.
Yeah,
so it's
be
close to that. So there is the chance that we can see it live in the next festival, because I read it today that you were playing in Partizan, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
That's great. So we will see for sure there, because we will full mass in Germany will be. So we will see in Partizan for sure. Yeah. So anyone that would like to listen to the new album just live, it will be then for the next gigs live. So I'm Partizan. I have the honor to listen to the album. That's amazing. And regarding, because of course there are a lot of bands that play Viking metal, folk new Nordic, because I don't know if you heard, there is this new you can say wave of folkish music. It's more folk than metal. They have all this music is united by the theme of Northern culture. The Northern culture has something of impact in your personal life, a way of living, or is just an interest?
Well, I mean, most of all, it's really like an interest. I mean, but because it is such a big interest, then it also became a part of one's personal life. I mean, I don't know how many hours, nights, days I've just been studying all this fantastic material, and in a way also like the regions where we live, there's so many remnants left from that time, so it's like always really close to one. I mean, we have
present.
Present. I mean, it's just a few 100 meters from where we are sitting now. There are like these Viking mounds,
beautiful
graves, and there are rune stones. So like
it's
just next outside the town.
It's basically like reading back to your roots, the ancestor. Yeah, that's
So in that way, it's also like in having a way of an impact on one's personal life.
yeah.
I think so.
That's amazing. And there's some particular episode of the Northern culture that you maybe can, I don't know, could impact on the lyrics. You develop mostly in the lyrics. I mean, which is the main topic in the lyrics, apart, of course, the Northern culture. But if there is, I don't know, for example, war, finding the path, could be something, you know, just songs from Edda that you develop in the lyrics.
I think it depends on the song.
Okay.
Pretty much, because you wrote a lot of acoustic songs as well, and if it's like a more heavy metal song, then perhaps like a better theme or something. So I think it's like the feeling of the song dictates which type of theme for the lyrics. But also, I mean, on the last album and also on the upcoming, then it's like the real Saga material. I wanted to be as close as the originals as possible, because they have been told for more than 1,000 years ago, and probably also people have been singing these poems, and I tried to like put modern words on those old stories, to like bring them into a new kind of light.
Yeah, so, like that they should never be forgotten, because in any way, it's like our heritage. So, and especially yours heritage,
and it's like almost like they are still relevant. The content in they are still like interesting. They are still dealing with same kind of problems we can have today, and thoughts and everything. I mean, it's just like Shakespeare are still relevant today.
You're right. Yeah, that's for sure. Because of course, even us, for example, in Sicily, we have been colonized from Normans. That from Normans came from Vikings. So even in the deepest south, we have roots from the north. So even here, for example, you can hear some instrumental, some instrument typical from the north that people say, no, it's from Sicily. No, it comes from the north. Yeah, you know, the characteristical one, the typical, the folkloristic one, most folkloristic one instrument. So you can find it, we can say the Northern culture mostly in all over the place in Europe. And furthermore, we can say in America now it's been finally said that Vikings colonized America before our Christopher Columbus, whatever. I don't care about Italy history anyway. Anyway, now I will jump to speaking about the most wanted question, the influences. But I'm gonna to ask you, to both of you, to pick 5 albums or artists, to make it easy, that influenced your career or just who you are. You're just as person. Yeah, it's tough. It's not easy, I know.
Should you begin?
I can pick a few artists, bands. I think the first metal, or maybe heavy metal rock, was my first album that I bought was Motörhead, and the album 1916, and that was like a door opener for me. And I played at home. I wasn't that old, and my mother and father was like, "What the fuck? Turn it down!" And it was so fucking cool. And I remember Lemmy's voice, and it was so much energy. And and like he did his thing every year, every album, every show. So his charisma and his personality is something that has led me through this rock and roll. So Motörhead, of course, and Running Wild. I said these melodies and like the choruses and everything has really defined my way of nowadays anyway. My way of writing music. I think a lot of influences from Running Wild. There's so many good bands. Iron Maiden, I must say Iron Maiden. I really love Maiden, and that was 3.
The last 2.
The last 2. I don't know. Maybe. What can I say? There are so many bands. I say Jacob is doing something with a computer.
Yeah, just put down Messenger.
Okay, my last 2 it's some British metal. It's Judas Priest and sax that I listen. So you hear it's the only good old rock and roll.
Yeah, the old heavy metal. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it. I don't listen that much to new metal. So even though, of course, I listen to. I mean, our guitar player Tobias, his not new band, his other band Wormwood, really like it. I listen a lot to Korpiklani's new album. I really like this. It's like I really like the feeling and nerve in that. I looked at all these amazing videos that they made for that album. I really like
they are always funny. They are always fun and drink all the time.
Yeah. I mean, we met them several times and way back and so on. I mean, it's a different kind of music that those bands I mentioned, but I really like it. Good music is good music.
Yeah, you're right. And what about you, Jacob?
I think I have to say like Iron Maiden, because it was Iron Maiden that got me to like heavy metal and everything. So they are like the gods. But also it's, of course, it's tons of metal bands, but also like some folk rock band. Like Garmarna, a Swedish band, because I had one of my older brothers used to listen to that, so I like heard it a lot when I grew up as well. So it's not like only metal, even though it's been the genre that I've listened most to. But otherwise, it's a trick one because it's so many good bands.
Yeah, of course.
But I would for sure say like Maiden, Garmarna, but also like Judas Priest, Motörhead, the same artist like you mentioned. It's like in some way the core of
metal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But also like the old albums of Manowar and everything. I mean, there's so many good, so it's like hard to Manowar. Because if you pick one, you're like let's say it's like you remove all the other good things if you really pick up.
It's not easy, but yeah.
I just remember, I think the first album I bought was Motörhead 1916, but I just remember, I think the first like hard music I heard was Deep Purple and the album Machine Head. I don't know my age, but I guess 9 years old. I can't remember. Anyway, I was at my friend's house, and his name was Patrick, and his dad had this, and his dad was not a rocker, not at all, but he had Machine Head on LP, and we put it on and was blown away. Wow, fuck is this?
Of course.
It was so cool. So we put a tape recorder and recorded.
Yeah.
So I brought the cassette at home and terrorized my mom and dad.
When you were talking about it, and then I I was thinking of another album that really made an impact, and it's the Zombieland with Dissection.
Dissection, yeah.
It was like the first real extreme metal album that I bought for myself, I believe.
Yeah.
So it has been important.
Yeah. So basically, before going to the future project, if you want to make, like, can say, finding an objective to define Månegarm, like it's an objective, could be, I don't know, funny, epic, whatever you want. What you could define Månegarm?
Can you?
I don't know really.
That was hard.
Yeah.
I don't know really. It's like, what you say?
Question mark.
Eye of the beholder. What did you say?
Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fucking question mark. But that was a tricky question. I don't know.
Because for what I heard since today from your music, you can hear from extreme, like not extreme, but some blackish metal, but as well some more calm that reminds you, of course, of the ancient times. So there is not a specific, maybe, objective to say it. Maybe just like we can leave it to the fan to say it.
Yeah.
I saved you with this question, with this answer. Not me. Yeah. So I want to know, of course, before ending the interview, about your future project apart Partisan that I mentioned. What about, and of course, the upcoming album, the future gigs and other festival? What's going on in the future?
Well, we have, like this year, we have one gig in Gothenburg in Sweden in beginning of December, right?
Yeah.
Then it's pretty smooth, and the album will be released in April somewhere, I think in the middle of April. And before that, we'll release like 3 or 4 videos, at least 3. The first one in February, second March, and a third one in like the release week. So it's gonna be a bit of Månegarm in the springtime. So it'll be cool. What about festivals? We will play Carmageddon in Norway.
Yeah,
in May, I think. And then, not to forget, finally, Sweden fucking rocked.
Amazing.
Yeah. We were planned for Sweden Rock in 2020, but some pandemic shit got in our way. Yeah. So we're really glad to be rescheduled. So we will play Sweden Rock this summer.
That's amazing.
And then, as you said, Partisan, and I don't know. I guess we have one or two more festivals that have been rescheduled. But I'm old. My memory is.
Yeah. Of course, it's not easy because in these 2 years they try to put it on 2020, then in 2021, and then again in 2022. Yeah. So I wasn't easy at all. So because of course a lot of bands as well came out with the new album. So I think most of the festival are looking for bands with a new album. So you are with a new album, so you got lucky.
Yeah, good time.
So you got lucky.
Yeah.
You were
just as Jacob said, we have our own festival. We launched a new new. Our own festival in 2019, Månegarm open air in our hometown, Norrtälje.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was so amazingly nice. You know, it's a small festival, but it was sold out. Maybe around 1,000 people with bands and crew and everything. And Tyrfing played, and Erebaltor and cool bands, Grimner. And then, of course, we wanted to do it 2020, but yeah, as we said, Corona. Anyway, next summer we will do it.
You will do it? That's great.
Yeah, it would be awesome. So, and we have a great lineup. We will play, of course, and we have Moon Sorrow playing, and Gran Magus, Einherjer, King of Oscar.
Yeah.
So it will be great, and I mean it's a lot of work. We work like crazy, but it's also the most fun thing we have done together, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, and in our own hometown as well. It's pretty cool to put up a festival.
Yeah, it's because it's like you're the same time organizer and the same time musician, but doing things together. It's not easy at all, but it shows that you can do a lot of things. I mean, even planning gigs by your own. A festival is not easy completely, because you have to pick the right band and find the right moments. It requires a lot of time and mostly a lot of effort. So what can I say, Erik and Jacob? Thank you so much for being with us. And if you just want to say something to Månegarm fans, or just the new people that are seeing you for the first time today.
What can we say? Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we have a new album coming up. Not tomorrow, but in a couple of months. So stay tuned, and let's see each other on the road.
So thank you so much. We will make a live review for that album, of course, if you want to.
Thank you.
It will be an honor again. So thank you so much, guys, and see you then in some gigs for sure, and for the review. See you further then. Thank you so much. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.